Hanukkah is over. It's the holiday motherfucking season. You know what I'm saying? This is a different Jesus. What's up, Lee Syatt?
I had a great weekend, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ, though, man. You had a great weekend.
I did. Other than my eye getting messed up, I had a great fucking weekend.
Esther Ku, you still got to deal with. You still got to deal with.
Oh, he got pink eye on his right eye, and he
Pink
still
eye,
had
he's
a
got
great
rashes,
weekend.
His fucking
What are you
spirit's
normally
broken.
used to catching on a weekend?
A little bit of everything. No, it happened. I didn't even know until this morning. I went into a hot tub. And
How old was the hot tub?
Probably older than me, I guess. I don't know how old. No, it had lights. It had like
Lights underneath?
yeah, it had lights. It had a whole little board. It looked fine. I don't know.
I told him on the phone. I was thinking
Right
about
after I got out, and as soon as I got off the phone, I'm like, he just jinxed me. Just
told-
like when you walked away from the blackjack table.
Which, don't blame that on me. That was plain out stupidity. You're sitting there next to an old lady. She's taking you to the dry cleaners. I invested in you. How the fuck do you go in a hot tub and get a rash? How does that
I don't know, man. Why,
You go to jiu-jitsu,
why does
you
anything
get a
happen to me?
rash.
No, I don't get. I never got a rash.
You go to John Jocks, you fucking get bronchitis. How does this happen?
Bad luck the last couple weeks.
Bad
I
luck?
don't know.
No, I'm telling you, we got to toughen you up. That's it. I'm going to have to fucking
How
do
else can you
something.
tell me if I
Throw you
can't get
into
into
the
a hot
ocean.
tub?
Something. We have to throw you into the ocean with the fucking. What
I
are those
guess so.
people in Long Island that they
Polar
jump into?
bears?
That's it. That's your new mission. The church is gonna sponsor you next week to be your first honorary polar bear and jump in the water. January
I heard it's
1st.
like 10 grand to get in. So
What 10 grand?
that's what I heard.
We know people. Esther Ku's here. She'll go over there with you. Esther Ku, what up? You
What
sexy
up?
motherfucker.
What's going on?
Thank you
Church
for-
of what's happening now.
Oh shit! Thank you for coming to San Diego
shit.
the other night with me and blowing up the room.
Oh man, thanks for bringing me. That was fun.
Tell them what happened with the brownie of death and shit. You were snoring back there.
Oh well, first of all,
And then she got up
so
like nothing happened. I
D'Agostino's
loved
in the
it.
passenger seat, and I'm in the back seat, and there's like a baby seat because you got a baby and shit. So you like we're just like dry. It took fucking forever to get there.
4.5 hours.
No,
to
it
San
didn't.
Diego. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And D'Agostino. See, listen, guys. Listen. In California and in life, they're gonna tell you that there's all these little things. I've been going to San Diego now for 18 fucking years. You know how many times a year when you live in LA and you're a young comic, you go to San Diego? You go 10 times a fucking year. Every time I pass Garnett, I get chills in my spine. How many times I left, thinking that I could be the king of swing and leave to San Diego 2 hours before and just barely make it into the
And
show.
missing your
Garnett.
show?
No, I never missed a show down there. But you come close. You always assume those bar shows are going to run 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
Then there's a guest set. Then the Lakers are playing. There's the Heat's playing. You're in Miami. Same difference,
Put up a few more guest spots.
Yeah, so fucking that San Diego run, that guy used to book me every third month. And I'd do the whole thing. La Jolla, Monday there was something, Tuesday, Wednesday there was something on the same block right next to each other. Same bookers. So they booked Tuesday at one bar, and then you walked out of that bar on Wednesday, went to the bar next door in San Diego, and that was the other room. And they were great, packed, just great rooms, But, no, that was fucking brutal. I'd never seen nothing like that in my life. That's why I don't go to fucking San Diego.
That's why 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. You're fucking crazy. Bumper
I
to
mean,
bumper.
that's how long it takes to get from Boston to New York.
Listen, an hour and a half, and we were by the Commerce Casino.
That's not a good sign.
That's
not
not
a good
a good
start.
sign.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Well, thanks for driving because that would have been horrible to drive separately like that.
Yeah, no, we would have never made it.
So I had this like constant flow. Like every half an hour, you would like turn around and give me a brownie, a cookie. Like
Then we rolled the
I was like,
joint,
where the
like-
fuck are you getting all this
Oh,
from?
you know me, dog. I had a bag full. I know
Man,
you're
all
coming.
these like baked goods
yeah,
with
you don't fuck
cannabis
around.
and
Yeah.
man.
So when
I'm
we,
like, this
when
is like
when we
heaven.
when we went down there, we brought Star One stuff. We brought all the brownies, and their brownies are fucking the real deal, and they taste
Yeah.
like you take their brownies and you fucking put them in the microwave for 20 seconds. You loosen them up, you get the THC cooking. You take a little vanilla ice cream, you dip it on that motherfucker with a little bit of ice cream. And I'll tell you what, nobody knows nothing. They're eating that thing like, this is delicious. Oh my goodness, where did you get this? You
I know,
try-
and then you'll eat the whole goddamn bag.
Oh yeah, it's 100.
Do you ever like limit yourself and just leave some at home to like make sure you don't like fucking trip?
Listen,
or do you want to trip?
Listen to me. You know I got no reason to lie to you. I just went to the weed store and I looked around, and I can honestly tell you I got more edibles than they do. I got rooms filled. I got munitions.
What?
I got rooms now
No.
at this point. The other day I found a bag of weed that was so fucking good in the luggage. Somebody gave it to me, and I've been traveling around the world with this fucking dog right in the front bag. One time, somebody gave me wax and a pen already with wax, gave it to me in an envelope. I didn't know what it was. I put it in the fucking front compartment. I'm traveling all over the country with a wax pen with the fucking thing, which is 20 years. That's a controlled substance. That little
20
wax.
years?
It's not 20 years, but let's assume.
No.
You have to fucking assume.
God
with
damn
your
it.
luck. With your luck. You know what I'm
Fuck.
saying? With our luck that they tested and it was made in Bangkok and it's fucking pure and now you're going to have to do 18 years and, you know, you never fucking know. You never know with that shit. You know, weed is cool. It's that vapor and all that shit where they'll look at you if they really want to break balls.
If they really want, if you rub somebody the wrong, if you looked at the TSA agent the wrong way, they'll jump on you.
Well, it's not the TSA agents. Listen, they could do what they do. Their job is fucking tedious as fuck. And when something becomes that tedious, it makes a greater possibility for error because you're really not paying attention. And you ever go through them and they're talking to one another?
They're always talking to each
They're
other.
talking and they're not paying
They're
attention.
never paying
So
attention.
listen, you know, TSA you look at and it's really like a fucking joke. I'm gonna rest in the airport when I see Marines. Like fucking real Marines from North Carolina at every fucking airport, at the door with 2 bombs. That's gonna, you know, Alex Jones, as crazy as he was, in 2010 or something, he goes, listen, in 10 years, there's gonna be TSA at the parks. He goes, trust me, it's gonna be like little Cuba.
Oh God!
It's gonna be like little fucking Cuba.
In the parks.
At the parks where your kids play. There's going to be TSA at the malls. People walking around. You know, when you go, have you been to New York lately, dog? When you cross the bridge, go through the tunnel. See what you see at the fucking tunnel. They're not fucking around at the tunnel. And they're not fucking around at that bridge. Did we discuss this before?
No, you didn't talk about it.
They're not fucking around. When you pull up to the Lincoln Tunnel in the morning, or the Holland Tunnel, going into New York City, every gate has a dude with a mask, with body armor, with a fucking gun under his arm, strapped to the hilt like he's going to fucking Saigon. They got dogs. They're right there. They stopped the truck. They're looking underneath. The George Washington Bridge had the same thing.
Do they stop every car, or what do they do?
When they go to pay the toll. When they go to pay the fucking toll, they're right there. They're not fucking around.
I don't have a problem with any of that. I mean, I people TSA, people get mad at because like they don't really do much.
I don't have a problem with
But,
TSA.
like, just when I was in Israel, they have military everywhere because they have to now. I would be total like at this point with all the crazy stuff happening. If military has to be places like that, it doesn't bother me. I know some people think it's infringing on their rights.
Because you're white, so it wouldn't bother you.
That's also true. That's a fair point.
Right?
But do Asians feel a lot of get a lot of hate and stuff from police?
cops?
Yeah.
No, if anything, they trust us too much. And we get undersearched. You know? Like, you know how many gangster Asians are just running, like, drug rings, like, prostitution rings, like, you know, gambling rings, like, crazy? Right?
That's very.
And they go undercover.
It's really weird. In 1985, I read this book called Snowblind, and it ricocheted me into another book, and it ricocheted me into another book. And guys, I can't tell you everything I read, but I read one about how the Chinese were putting heroin in this country through Toronto for years. They took proof to the DEA, and the DEA was like, those people are the nicest fucking people in the world. You know, like they've never had one. At the time of this printing, this author went out of his way to say, either we're that naive or that fucking smart. I went with the other. I went with that fucking smart. They're professional all the way to the end. The guys that moved the heroin, they still go to work every morning. They live in an apartment with 8 fucking other families in the same fucking apartment. They all work at the restaurant together. You know, he's still sweating back there. You know, and then at night he slips out in a little fucking Volkswagen. He goes to meet with these guys and they exchange $200,000 and they got tattoos and the whole fucking deal. The move of the century was the Yakuza, what they did to UCLA when they bought the kidneys and people died and fucking got sued. When the 2 Yakuzas went to the feds and said, we have tons of information worldwide. We do business with everybody. We do major league business with everybody. We want to come in. We're sick of the Yakuza. They went into the feds. The feds said, really? What do you want in exchange? We want federal protection in the United States. But before anything, we want to get new kidneys because the ink they use in Japan for the tattoos.
Oh, no.
Killed their kidneys?
And their culture does not believe in replacing kidneys in Japan. So they were like, yup. And I'll tell you what, not just me, but also my Goomba. He's coming also. They came into UCLA with a plane. They donated $2 million, $3 million. Go online, Lee. It's hard. It's fucking gangster shit. They had a whole thing on it on 60 Minutes. Gangster. They went and donated $3 million here, $3 million here, $3 million here. Got put number 1 on the kidney. Got 2 fucking kidneys. They got back on a private jet and went right back to Japan. Told the United States, suck my dick and call me Shorty. I was born in 1940. Never came back. Big embarrassment for the United States.
Wow.
Big embarrassment for the United States.
That's crazy. Yeah, it happened in '08.
Wow.
The UCLA Medical Center and its most accomplished liver surgeon provided a life-saving transplant to one of Japan's most powerful gang bosses. Holy
and there were like 9 people on the list. We're next. Japan went over, gave everybody like $1 million. Here. Fuck it. You're going to die, but you got $1 million. You got sushi, whatever you want. Come to Japan. Tattoos are on me. Fucking he went right
Holy
back.
Shit.
Gangster shit. Listen, man. Mike Kessler grew up in New York City. I grew up going over there. And then as I got older and they told me what it represented, Chinatown, I went, Jesus Christ, all these people here. These people were so powerful in the mid-'80s, they pushed the mafia out. They shrunk. Little Italy used to be huge. They shrunk little fucking Italy. Old school, shooting them, telling them to suck their dick. They're taking their heroin back. Yeah, because the Chinese people, they're nice people. They don't bother nobody. They'll karate chop you and blow a dart at you. But besides that, they don't bother nobody, these poor people. They cook, they do the whole thing. So they would give the heroin to these fucking gangsters for $50,000 a kilo, make $25,000 a kilo. These gangsters were making $400,000 a kilo, cutting it in half and selling it to fucking the brothers in Harlem and the Puerto Ricans in the Bronx, and they fucking became millionaires. The Chinese found out about this and said, we got to renege on this deal. And we're not going to just renege. We got to take these money. You can't take money out of somebody's pocket like that. You pull your money out like that, they're going to slay us or we're going to slay them. So it started like in '83, little by little. They just kept moving up and said, listen, we're taking the heroin trade back.
Did they have guns or?
Oh, no. They went in there with karate suits and wrestled them to death. They had fucking machine guns and fucking balls of steel. You know, it's amazing. It started like in '82 when the Chinese said, fuck it. We're first off, we're way smarter than them. Way smarter. They just sell it for us because we have no muscle. We bring it all the way from the fucking jungles of Burma where there ain't no law. It's every man for himself. So we're bringing it all the way over here for the set price was making. I don't know if it's $50,000. I'm just telling you a price. but they weren't getting the cut of what was coming from. It's like you shooting Spider-Man 3, it making $200 billion, and you just getting scale for the day. Right or wrong?
Right.
You're like, somebody's making fucking bank. The Chinese took command of that back. And, what they do is the Chinese, I guess, teamed up with gangsters in Toronto. There's a family up in Toronto, a popular family, and they teamed up with motorcycle gangs. And they were the direct link to the Bananas. They had that white, because that white heroin, it's where it's at. Yeah, Mexican heroin is great, but that fucking white heroin that De Niro was doing in fucking Once Upon a Time in America, that's the shit right there. That's the giddy gat. With the little fucking boy, that's opium, really. I fucked up there.
So is heroin a powder?
It comes like a white powder, yeah.
And then
like
you mix it and
Yeah.
put it in a needle and then shoot up?
and fucking blast it off to Lalaville.
Wow.
So it's fucked up how it's weird because when I came from Cuba on 88th Street, where I drove by a couple weeks ago, it's a complete different neighborhood.
Everything in New York is different.
2 doors down, there was a Chinese family, and the father drew for Schultz. And I was friends with the girl. I was like a boyfriend. we play, I ate there. They had the candy with the paper on it. I'll never forget that, being a little kid. And then on Saturdays, he would invite 10 kids over to the screening of, Disney, whatever his fucking name is. But I always talk about this. It's so weird how Bruce Lee changed everything. Once Bruce Lee came, fucking Asians were like, now what, bitches?
Were walking around like pussies before?
No, not pussies. They were just their culture is not a flashy culture.
Right.
Except for maybe Japan. Koreans are crazy, like your family's crazy, right or wrong? Like old school Koreans, they drink. Koreans are like the Irish of the Orient, I heard.
Yeah,
they're
because
whiskey drinking.
they're like the 5th most drinking country in
Right.
in the world.
In the world. They
Yeah.
don't fuck around.
Yeah, it's like drinking is a big problem for a lot.
And they don't
of
drink Zima
Koreans.
either in Korea. They drink
They drink
whiskey.
soju.
What's soju?
I don't know. It's like sake but Korean, but it's like it has a fruit taste to it, so you can get watermelon soju and get fucked up.
I see what you're
and
saying.
you don't even know because it's delicious. It's like candy. Yeah.
Now, were you born in Korea?
No.
Chicago.
Is my English that bad?
No. Just curious.
I was born in Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
Yeah.
And was there a lot of Koreans in that neighborhood?
Yeah, my parents moved to Chicago with a bunch of other Koreans from Korea.
Korea, okay.
Yeah, and they decided on Chicago for some reason.
Nothing wrong with Chicago.
Well, you know what? It's like it's similar weather, It's cold, it gets cold in
Like
the
a
winter.
motherfucker.
Like a motherfucker, and then gets hot like a motherfucker, So they were kind of used to that, and maybe that was an easy transition, but yeah.
And then you went to the University of Illinois. You were
Yep.
fighting Illini.
Yep.
And that's where you started stand-up, or way before that?
No, after that. I started stand-up after college when I was
Is-
working.
In Chicago.
No, in Boston.
And how'd you end up in Boston?
Because I got a job, right? And this company said, I got a sales job with a company. And they were sending out salespeople all over the country. And they said, what city do you want to live in? And I said, Boston, Atlanta, or Chicago. And they gave me Boston. And I was like, I'm going to Boston. And I went to Boston and I had a company car and my life was set up like instantaneously.
And they got you an apartment. They gave you per diem to
No,
move in.
I found my apartment,
All right.
and then I worked and I traveled all of New England selling pens. So I learned the comedian lifestyle from being traveling, like being a sales rep, where I have to check into a hotel. I have to, learn how to get from point A to point B, even if you got to take like the backwoods of Maine, and you still know how to find yourself, where you're going.
Let me ask you something. It's very interesting you brought up the comedian lifestyle. Before you got into comedy, it kind of told you what you were getting yourself into, in other words.
Yeah.
Like when I thought about what I was going to do for the rest of my life, I was working on a fucking roof. All right. And everything was going well. I had a car, I had a nice place. There was no harmony in my home. But I knew this wasn't it. You know, I was putting a little bit of money in the bank. I could have gone back to school. I had 1,000 options. But I just fucking knew this wasn't it. And I took a stand-up comedy class for 3 weeks, you know. And I thought about it. And then I talked to some people, and I got on stage, and I asked around. And it was just weird how it fit my lifestyle, the type of person I was.
Yeah, totally.
I like to travel
Meeting random people constantly
constantly.
and just having fun,
You know, it's
being alone,
being alone
having time to jerk off all day long.
all day long, eating at different places, not having a day job was key for me.
Not having to like wear a suit or like a pantsuit. Not having to wear a uniform.
You know, it's really, I love to look at the numbers of how many kids go to school thinking they're going to be like office reps, and after like 5 years go, fuck you. I'm going to go sell copy machines where I could be outside and drive and shit. Fuck this job. Fuck my degree, you know, because you don't think,
Yeah.
you really overlook those things. Like sometimes I go to jiu-jitsu sometimes, and then Tuesdays we go to get kettlebell class. It's always inside. Last week I was like, fuck this. I'm going to throw kettlebells outside, you know, out in the sun. I like being outside. I've always
Yeah.
liked being outside.
Being outside is so nice to see green and like have your eyes be stimulated with, you know, different kinds of trees and birds and, you know, let the birds sing to you and like check out different like landscape options,
I like all that shit.
you know, right?
That's why I like selling cars, because you have an office, but you have to go outside and talk to people. So you could
But you
walk-
could be introverted all day long
Right.
if nobody comes in.
Right, you could go in
And
between
then
a
you
car.
just like write in your computer all day.
You could take 3 hits off a joint in between a car and just sit out there and listen to the birds chirp and listen to the cars go by and listen to kids speak and yell and listen to... It's nice just to shut the fuck up and just listen to the noises and the surroundings around you sometimes. But weed picks it up even more, makes it more sensitive.
Totally.
It's like what happens to a cat after midnight. They become more fucking, you know, they get all fucking crazy and shit. Like, they get all fucked up.
What do they get? Like,
Their levels of hunting come out because they're
they're
nocturnal.
on the prowl?
They're nocturnal. So, they're not really nocturnal, but what's that expression? The freaks come out at night?
That's all cats.
Cats at about midnight, 1 o'clock.
That's why you
1:30.
always hear cats fucking outside your window. And they're in heat.
About 1:30, cats
And they
come to
sound like
life.
babies crying.
Cats come to life.
Right?
Well, this is what happened. The cat's dick, the male dick, has a hook on it. What a lot of people don't know. So when he has sex with the female cat, when he pulls backwards, he's scraping her insides.
Oh,
They're
God.
like little knives on his dick, and it scrapes the insides to make room for his sperm. So she has old sperm laying around. Like I have a cat, Superbad. Superbad and the 2 sisters came from the same mother, but a different father, but from the same litter. Because she had sex with 2 different cats in the yard. And Superbad, Lulu, and Evie are all brother and sisters, but you can't tell because Superbad is black and white, but Evie and Lulu are Siamese because she was having sex with 2 different cats.
Wow.
So that's why when a cat pulls his dick out,
Ew.
they go, "Ah," because it's really ripping them apart.
Oh, God.
Okay, and then they fucking put it in and
Is a
then rip
cat
it.
penis thorny?
It's like
Only when they pull
I've-
out, right?
I've never given my cat a hand job.
I
really
imagine
don't
it's
know.
like it's like one of those things when you gotta clean out like the faucet in your bathtub and you need to clean out all the hair.
Yeah,
that
it's
plastic
something
thing
that
that
pulls
has
it
like
back.
pulls it when you pull it out. You know, it doesn't pull out just smoothly. You gotta you gotta pull it out and yank it out.
It's something like that.
Yeah,
It's fucked up.
fuck. Cats come harder than humans. It seems like.
But no, it's just the way they do. I don't know why. You know, I watched her have like 4 or 5 litters in my backyard. So I was really At the time, I was just fucking lost. So I really got involved in it. I really watched how she treated her cats, how the fucking father would kill the kittens, because the quicker he would kill the kittens is the quicker he could fuck her again, because she would stop making milk.
Oh my God.
So he would kill the fucking kittens. Some mornings I'd wake up and there'd be 2 dead kittens in the fucking...
Oh, how sad.
Yeah, because this cat was fucking crazy. The samurai was crazy. So, and he wouldn't even take food from
What do you do with these little dead kittens?
You pick them up, you bury them, and you say a prayer.
I mean, they're tiny, right?
Fucking tiny. But he was fucking... Okay, let's say he would fuck the regular cat mama. And for some reason, mama would have 6 kittens. And 3 of them would live. And 2 of them would live in the yard. And let's say one of them was a female, he'd come back and have sex with his daughter. And then she'd have 6 kittens. And then he'd come back and just keep having sex with all those kittens. I have tons of generations of those cats. Like that backyard had 6 or 7 generations of those cats because he kept fucking his own daughters and having kittens. He was a neighborhood cat that lived outside. That was like 8 or 9. You know what the life expectancy of a cat who lives outside is? Look it up, Lee. It's not long.
4?
Not even.
Really?
3 years, maybe 2 tops, maybe something like that. So for a cat to mature outside, like people who lived in the building were like, that motherfucker was mean when he was a kitten. Somebody left him here when he was a kitten. He just kept getting his head because...
Less than 2 years.
Yeah. So for him to
Wow.
be 8 and his head was huge from the testosterone, nobody ever got him neutered. He wouldn't fall for that shit. He was too... There was a lady in Hollywood that was part of a program that would leave
Did he
cats...
talk?
That would leave... He would meow and fuck with you. He did what a Siamese did. From time to time, he would loosen up and fuck with you on the roof. You'd see him on the roof stretching, getting sun, and making noises. But he was a fucking primitive. Like, for example, he saw Superbad's dad in a tree. You know, like it had nothing to do with him. Like, he could have just kept walking. He looked up. I was in my bathroom, and I heard something. And I open the window, and I look outside, and I see fucking Demi and Harry's dad fucking with his tail. It looked like a pole. Like it looked like he had been harpooned by a stick. I didn't know, and he was walking weird, and I didn't know what he was looking at. So I didn't know if somebody had shot him with something. It was the weirdest moment ever. And then I see him run up a fucking fence like a monkey. He jumps on the roof, and he goes from one end of the roof to the other, pacing. And I see what he was looking at. He was looking at Superbad's dad, my cat's dad. That was just on a tree, not bothering nobody.
Harry's dad.
No, Superbad's dad. That's black and white.
Okay.
And he looked at Superbad's dad, and he was fucking going back and forth. And finally, he walked 50 yards and jumped up a tree in a garage just to get at Superbad's dad. I saw
And
him.
fight him?
Dog, they fought on the tree to almost
Did you
the
videotape
death.
it?
No, I wasn't that hip at the time.
Oh, man.
I was scared for both of them. I didn't mind videotaping. I was scared for the both of them. I liked the both of them. I didn't want them to fucking... They
Yeah.
were on that tree fucking going at it for like 50 seconds. Then they just fell down and you heard them and then I lost them. And I go, fuck. And then I went outside and I saw the father licking himself. Samurai, like just licking his wounds. He had like a stitch over his eye. He was bleeding and shit, but he didn't give a fuck. I would go out there and leave cat food for him. He would never eat it. That's how he would spit it back at me like, fuck you. I don't eat that shit. That's for pussies. I'm a fucking cat, Jack. And he was Siamese beautiful, but his balls were black. Like he had huge black balls. He had grown so much, the testosterone, that he would even walk like a bull. His balls would just bounce like a bull. You don't know how many times I saw him. We lived on Selma and Schrader. And you don't know how many times I saw him chasing a cat by Highland, which is 4 blocks away. Like he didn't want no male cats in his neighborhood. Like he wanted it known. Like I'll fucking kill you. And I don't know. The last time I saw him, my wife gave him.
How does he walk? I feel like he's got like a badass walk or
I
something.
mean, we left that neighborhood in 2009, and we hadn't seen him in about a year. And the last time my wife saw him, he had a big gash over his eye, and it was infected. So she gave him like something with an antibiotic in it. So the swelling would go down or something.
A cream?
Something, some
Bacitracin?
and he wouldn't eat it. And that was the last time we saw him. And I have a picture of him somewhere.
He's gone?
Who knows? Who knows with that motherfucker? I mean, in my mind, motherfuckers like that never die. He's somewhere just getting stitched up, like Rambo or something. He's like on a farm somewhere.
Wow.
But it was really an education to have, and now to still have those cats and to look at Superbad. Superbad is a rare motherfucker because I fed him. He was dead pretty much. He had gotten that disease where your stomach swells up from living outside, Lyme or something like that, Lyme disease. And my wife just brought him upstairs to die pretty much. She didn't want him to die outside. So she brought him and his brother up, and his brother died the first night. So Superbad was there the next morning. And I'm like, I don't want another cat dying in my house. That's not going to happen. So I started feeding him oatmeal cookies. My wife had these soft and gooey oatmeal cookies. He wouldn't eat cat food. He wouldn't drink water. He was pissing on himself. His legs were yellow. Superbad is white. His legs were fucking yellow. And I just, fuck. All I know is if I was dying, I'd want somebody to give me some fucking lobster tails and butter. Don't show up with a fucking Slim Jim and a fucking Snickers bar. I'll spit in your face and I'll haunt you from hell. You understand me? You come over, you drop a fucking mozzarella sandwich with fucking prosciutto on me with a tomato and sliced peppers. I'll fucking make sure you get laid every day from hell. I'll send postcards. I'll make sure you bump into women. I swear to God. He's dying, so I didn't know what to give him. So I went in there with oatmeal cookies, and he started eating oatmeal cookies. And he went from eating like a little oatmeal cookie, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I kept going in there every hour. He kept eating. And you know what? 2 days later, he was getting his 2 front legs were up. So I kept giving him the oatmeal cookies and a little bit of milk, oatmeal cookies, a little bit of milk. And that motherfucker got up. You ever see those people in churches? You ever stay up till 4 and you see those retarded people in churches? They show up at a church with like a fake wheelchair. They're on the floor drooling. And the white priest comes over with a lot of white teeth and he hits him in the head and he goes, "You're
And he
healed."
starts speaking in tongues?
Yeah, and he hits him in the
Yeah.
head and the healed. Dog, I was sitting on my living room floor watching TV.
I've seen that live.
And all of a sudden I look to my left and there's Superbad next to me. And he just collapses because that 5 steps from the bathroom to the living room must have killed him. And he came up like this cat had never
Oh my God.
come close to me, never talked to me, never winked an eye on me. His brothers and sisters would play with me, not that motherfucker. But for me giving him those oatmeal cookies, he walked out to thank me. I'll never forget that. He actually made it out, walked out, rubbed like his nose on my fucking elbow, and fell down. And I played with him a little more. I'm like, we were like in shock. We gave him some more oatmeal. He didn't make it back to the bathroom. I picked him up and brought him back. But 3 days later, he was walking back and forth. And today, 8 years later, I still got Superbad in my house right now. The point of the story is, like, every time I have oatmeal cookies now, he still comes over to me, that motherfucker. The other day, I had oatmeal cookies after Thanksgiving. Somebody gave me oatmeal cookies. And I got home one night, and I go, look at that oatmeal cookies. And I looked, and there he was.
Can he eat a whole oatmeal cookie by himself?
If I break it up into pieces, no, he'd get sick. I would just break up a couple
Like
pieces.
a fourth of a cookie?
Yeah, and you listen to him, and he goes, oh. He really gets excited. Like today he was with my wife. He was 10 feet away, and I could still hear him purring. Like he's like, out of all the cats, he gets fucking excited. Like he fucking purrs, Jack.
Wow.
You can hear it. He goes fucking ape shit.
Was Samurai Fidel's father? Because Fidel used to do that.
No,
changes.
no, Harry. Fidel's father was Harry's Superbad's father.
Oh, okay. Because Fidel used to do that to me, just stare at me and meow, just the entire time I was there.
He'd just boss you around and shit. He would paint you into a corner. He'd paint you into a fucking corner. It's really weird. When I was a kid, a friend of mine said his cat would. He goes, don't ever yell at your cat. If you ever get old, don't yell at your cat because they go under the bed and they write a note and they get revenge when you're sleeping. That's why I never got a cat. Shit. And it's kind of true.
Why did you get a cat in the first place? Now you have like 5 of them.
My wife.
She's a cat person.
My wife had a cat, a little kitten, when I met her, and I became tight with the kitten. And then they had these fucking cats in the backyard.
So
and
having a cat as a pet was new to you, though, but she was used to it.
Yes. No, she was used to having animals on a farm.
Yeah.
I don't know dick about nothing.
But did you like it at first?
I thought he was a pussy.
Did it take some adjusting
I thought he was a
to?
pussy. I thought he was a little fucking pussy, Finny. At first, so I used to chase him with the vacuum. I'd get the vacuum and we'd go like that. And he'd run around and run at me, and we would just play like a game. And then he just showed a weird affection. You know, cats and dogs show you different type of affections. A dog shows you an affection when you walk in and they play with you and they throw a ball. Cats come by and they rub against your leg and they walk away. Cats know when you really need them. Like when you're fucking time in need, they show, and you don't even know it. It's not till a week later you go, that motherfucker. Like Finny, for example. I get anxiety sometimes, especially when I see blood and I'm not prepared for it. I get anxiety. You know, sometimes I bang my head. You know, I bent over one day and I banged my head. And I thought about this. What I do when I get that anxiety. Like one day I was in the shower shaving and I cut myself and hot water hit it. And I looked at it 2 minutes later and my whole head was covered with blood. And I went into a panic mode.
Oh, my God.
So I ran outside. I fucking ran out there naked. I just sat by the chair by the air conditioner. I put the air conditioner down to 60. And I just sat there and breathed out of my nose. And I started seeing spots and shit, you know, before you faint. And in the middle of all this, Finny jumps on me while I'm naked. And when he lands, to show me he loves me, he puts his claws out. You know how they just put their claws out. They purr and they put their claws out. Listen, and I don't have to lie to anybody in this room. If this wasn't my cat, I would have punched this fucking cat right off my fucking hip. Do you understand me? Michael Vick style. I would have punched this cat that this cat would have flown across the fucking room. Do you understand me? You have no idea what it is to be fainting and for a cat to land on you naked and one of his claws is in your leg and all of a sudden he starts to drop his claws into you. But the reason that I love this motherfucker, I just kept saying, Finny, get off me. Finny, get off me. Finny, get off me. Finny. And finally, I would just hold him and pat him. He would stop clawing me. But guess what? I didn't faint.
He kept you from fainting.
Do you understand?
He saved your life.
Then he did it again.
Oh, my God.
He did it again one time. Like, I got food poisoning, and I went on the couch and sat there, and I'm like, like, and all of a sudden, there he is. I had jeans on. And there he is. This time, he put 2 claws and pulled himself up. Which that shit drives me crazy. I will choke that motherfucker.
That
and
fucking
again,
hurts.
I'm like, God damn it, Finny, again. If it was anybody else's cat, I would have left hook that fuck motherfucker. But I love this cat so much. So I'm like, God damn, Finny, God damn it. God damn that whole God damn it, you mother. And then I would just, I'm sorry, I yelled at you. And then in that whole process, I'm giving him a kiss, and I realized I didn't faint. You know what I'm saying? Like
Finny saved your life.
Not that he saved my life, but for the moment, he was there for me. He filled that void. Yeah.
Because if you faint, that's almost like getting a concussion.
Yeah.
It feels
my
like
God.
it, right?
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. So it's like you don't want to like not remember shit in your life.
I ate some edibles before I came up here, and I ran up the stairs real fast. And when I came in here first, I lost my breath, and it kicks the anxiety in. Oh, my God, I thought I was going to pass out. I took
Just
my
now?
jacket off just before you came, 10 minutes before you came.
Oh, my God. Are you okay now?
Yeah, don't you see? I'm breathing. I'm having a good time. I'm telling cat stories. I'm in my fucking heaven. You know what I'm saying? Esther fucking Ku in the house and shit. Esther Ku don't fuck around. She took that stage in San Diego the other night, all jokes aside, and fucked them up. fucked them up. Whether it was, and she was stoned as fuck. Let me tell you how stoned she was. She broke her fucking thumb. Charlie, take my, she broke her pinky.
This was-
Same difference. Pinky, thumb.
This is what you consider a thumb.
No, I'm sorry. I just looked at it.
Man.
So how long you been doing comedy altogether now?
About 12 years now.
And how long were you on the show with Nick Cannon? Did you do one episode?
I did one season.
What did you think?
Oh, man. I thought that was the greatest.
What episode?
I
What
was
year did
just-
you do?
I did season 6, I think.
Okay. And what are they up to now?
7, in between 7 and 8.
Oh, that's what they're up to now?
I think
Okay.
so, yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were up to like season 13. I watch it when I'm on the road. I know like Spanky and
Spanky Hayes.
a couple of the guys on the show, so I'd watch it for a little while. I remember when I first got here, Nick Cannon would do comedy. And he would show up there with his mom. And he'd have to stand outside the comedy club till he was
When
up.
he was like 18?
Yeah, not even
Yeah.
16, 15.
Yeah.
And he would have to sit outside the comedy club, and they'd come out and get him and go, Nick, you ready? Yeah. And he would run in. He couldn't be in the club because they sold alcohol.
And his mom was outside?
His mom was outside. Or his dad or his guardian. I forget who it was. Nice
Yeah.
people, long, long time ago.
Church people.
Yeah, he was always a very, very nice kid,
Yeah.
And then you did, what's the other one? The Girl Code?
Girl code.
What the fuck is the Girl Code? Because you're like the third girl that I've met that's on the show. Tell me what it is.
It's like a talking head show for teenagers,
Okay.
And it's like they put cartoons to our stories, and we tell stories, talking about like they'll do like a topic, like texting, sexting, and Valentine's Day or something, and then all these comedians will riff off these topics, right? But it's geared towards females, and it's all female comedians on the show, or it's all about the female perspective, So we like wrote all of our own material. You know what I mean? Everything that we said was just our original thoughts on camera. So it was kind of like it's a very female writery show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Now, do you get a lot of offers to play TV and movie roles?
I have gone on auditions. Yeah.
It's just interesting. I think that you do well because you're what they look for more than, you know what I'm saying? You have great looks, plus you were born and raised here.
Right.
But you could play the other hand too. You could show up
Right.
and be so horny.
No,
and
one
fuck their
time
world
one
up.
time I was an extra in one of those cop shows in New York, and I was a waitress at a Chinese restaurant, and I didn't have any lines. I'm just bringing takeout food, to a customer, whatever. And when I watch it back, they dub Chinese over my image. But they didn't like have me say it because I don't know Chinese, first of all, and second of all, they'd have to pay me. So they just got somebody to read some
How
Chinese.
dirty is that? That's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's just, do you follow Margaret Cho on Twitter?
I do.
Okay, what is Asian face?
What is
What the fuck is she talking about today?
Asian face?
I don't know. I'm asking somebody who's Korean just in case. She said the statement was, fuck Asian face. I'm sick of Asian face. Let Hollywood pick the right roles for Asians or some shit.
Oh, did somebody do Asian face and they're white on a TV show or something?
I don't know.
Because there's blackface,
What happened, Lisa? I don't
I'm just looking right now. I'm not sure.
Listen, man, I tell you who's a bad motherfucker actor. Has anybody seen that movie Focus? With Will Smith?
No, is it good?
Listen, what's the psychiatrist? Remember the gay psychiatrist in SVU? Like that they go to him all the time with questions, and he's very gay, and he's an Asian guy. I don't know if he's Korean or Japanese or Chinese. I don't know. Whatever the fuck he is. If you haven't seen the movie Focus, you have to see his scene. There's 3 brilliant performances I've watched the last couple of weeks. Is Focus, that guy in that scene, the Brazilian in Narcos, in episode, whatever to 9. He's brilliant. If he was English and Australian, they'd be sucking his dick. But this fucking scene, and I saw Carlito's Way last week one night, and Viggo Mortensen, a Puerto Rican in a wheelchair. Are you fucking serious? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Hit it, Lee.
Which I type in?
Viggo, type in Carlito's Way, Viggo Mortensen. You ever see this? And then he says a word. He says, "Que un pase." For somebody to coach you to say "que un pase," even fucking Tony Montana didn't say that in fucking Scarface. That's the way Cubans and Puerto Ricans talked in those days. It wasn't called anything else but un pase. Get un pase. That's what a bump is called. Get un pase. That's it. Get un pase means
Get
you
un
want to.
pase.
Get un pase means you want to bump.
Oh, a bump of coke.
Get un pase.
Un pase.
Get un pase.
Get un pase.
Just like that. Go ahead, Lee. Hit it. What's going on? I got no signal. I'm over here like patient on a monument here. Lee's all fucked up today. I know my brother Lee when he's fucked up. He's not fucked up in the THC. This rash is fucking him up. He's all fucked up.
No.
I told him just
He's my dog, though. He
put
doesn't know
eyeshadow on the other eye, and
he doesn't know I
nobody will
love
ever
him no
think
matter
something's
what,
weird.
but he's all Lubats tonight. I understand. Shit happens.
No, must have.
You what?
Quiere un pase.
Get un pase.
Quiere un pase.
Jesus Christ, look at this fucking guy. Yeah, look, I told you, he's all crazy tonight. Get un pase. But it's the way it's said is the whole thing, because pase has to be low because you can't get that much attention.
Right.
So the way,
Get un
get un
pase.
pase, and you got to offer it out. Get un pase.
Quiere un pase.
Vamos a un pasecito. And then if you really want to simplify it, you call it un pasecito.
Un pasecito.
Un pasecito.
Dame un pasecito,
Dame un
mi
pases-
amor.
There you go.
Mis labios en fuego partí.
There you go. See? Hit it.
Which one do you want? Which one is it? Is it this one?
Keep going.
Oh.
Yeah. That one.
You got everything, man. I mean, come on. Look what I gotta fucking go around with. Fucking diapers, man. I got fucking diapers. I shit my pants every day. I can't walk. I can't hump. You know? Go ahead and kill me, you cocksucker.
Now you got to find the other one before that. Just pressing Viggo Mortensen, Carlito's Way, and watch this motherfucker take it to the next level and shit. Hopefully they'll have it from the beginning. He plays a part. That's the only slip he has, is when he plays the fucking, he slips right there. Keep going, scroll and see what else they got. Maybe they don't have it. What are you going to do? Wait with that Lilo, whatever. Keep going back upstairs. Up. There you go. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe they're going to take us to fucking Germany and show us some fucking... What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? What is this, Lee? You're fucking me up, Lee. You're slipping.
Fucking diapers. I shit my pants every day. I can't walk. I can't hump.
No. What is this shit? Techno fucking Pacino?
I think Lee necesita un pase.
Lee necesita un pase.
No,
Go ahead, keep
dos-
scrolling. See what's on the
dos
bottom. There's got to
pases.
be there. There's got to be somewhere there. Keep going. Keep going. You got to see it. You don't see it nowhere? Nope, it's not there. They fucking took it out, these cocksuckers.
God damn it.
But he's fucking great in that. Jesus Christ.
But how's Will Smith?
In Focus,
Yeah.
it's not Will Smith. It's the Asian guy.
Oh, okay.
The Asian guy, Will Smith plays like a scammer. And he goes into a press box, like one of those boxes with people, high-level people. And there's this fucking, let's just say he's a Chinese fucking gangster. And he's in there and he's gambling out loud. I'll guarantee you the guy who does this. And he would beat him. And they kept escalating the bet. And all of a sudden, Will Smith goes, let's do this for $3 million or something. And the guy goes, fuck it. And all of a sudden, he has sympathy for the devil. And this fucking guy takes it to the next level of acting. I mean, you sit there and go, Jesus Christ, he's badass. And then he throws Will Smith out of his box after he beats Will Smith or whatever. I mean, it's just fucking tremendous. It's one scene, which is all you need in the movie if you're going to fuck them up really hard. He went in there and fucked them up really hard, man. You forgot Will Smith was in the fucking movie for 3 minutes. You're like, God damn, this guy plays a gangster. Damn. What's up, my little fucking angel of death?
Going
we met on the
on?
set of Doug Benson.
Doug Benson's getting Doug with high.
Smoking some fucking reefer in there. I got to go back on there. I feel bad because they're good guys, but it's always Monday or Tuesday early, and I'm busy, and I'm running around. And we try, but I told them I'd do it once they go back in January. I'm definitely going to go on there
Yeah,
with Lee.
you're definitely a fan favorite.
Eat some edibles. I like it on the show. Doug's a good guy. It's a fun time. That's what we're looking for, a studio we could smoke pot and light ourselves on fire. And Lee won't get a fucking rash and shit.
Let's hope not.
What's up, dog? You all broken over there?
No, I'm good.
You haven't sent me another star?
No, I don't want to. I've already
sure?
had 600. That's good.
No, you didn't have no 600.
I always have
You
that.
need one more. We'll give you a 125.
No, I'm good, man.
You
Wait,
sure?
which one did I eat?
You weighed a half of a 200.
Half? There's 200 milligrams in it?
The purple ones are 200. The
What?
regular
In
red-
one star?
Yep, the regular ones are
Jesus
125.
Christ. I'm like,
So nothing happened, so you might as well eat the other half. What the fuck are you complaining about? You already pushed the envelope. You might as well go deep and shit. You know what I'm saying?
damn. That's a lot.
So who cares? It's Sunday night. What do you got to do tomorrow? Monday, December 21st, 4 shoplifting days left.
I wanna be around to pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart. Somebody twice as
Tremendous.
smart as I.
So what are you thinking? Talk to me.
Great song.
What are you thinking, man? What's going on in your world right now? You going back to Miami tomorrow?
I'm going back to Miami tomorrow.
For how long? How long do you stay in Miami for now?
Well, I think maybe a week or something.
And then where do you go?
And then back to New York and stuff.
So you keep yourself pretty fucking busy with this comedy shit.
Yeah, I travel a lot.
You're always on the move. You have to fucking travel. It's the only way you can,
Yeah.
it's the only way you get really good at this.
You got to be an expert traveler. You know what I mean? You
I've
got to
been-
know the shortcuts. You got to know, like, the family style bathrooms when nobody's using them, just to fucking use them and not feel bad.
I know. I
You
use
know
the
what I mean?
family style
Right?
bathrooms all the fucking time.
Like, you just take up a
yeah.
whole,
And if
like...
they ask me what's going on, I don't know. I'm waiting for my wife and kids. I don't know what the fuck they are. You know how it is. What am I gonna fucking wait here from? They told me they'd be here.
Yeah.
I do all. Listen, I just got my Southwest A-list card, and I'm like, I already had all these benefits because I stand on this line anyway.
Yeah.
Whether I travel A-list or not, I still travel on the fucking line. It doesn't matter. People actually believe this shit. TSA won't let you get in the first class line if you don't have a first class ticket. But the airline, if there's a long line, you get on first class. And you say, oh my God, I didn't know. They're not going to send you to the back of the line.
No, I hate those people. You're always because I'm priority, and there's always motherfuckers like you who are like, "Oh, I didn't know."
I didn't know nothing.
And like,
I don't know nothing.
And it's like
I don't know nothing.
everybody's standing there going, "You know, he doesn't have a priority ticket."
No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing when I fly. That's the way to fly. What are you talking about? I don't know nothing. I thought I bought the early board. I didn't buy
Yeah.
it. What are you talking about? Let me talk to a gate agent. Don't worry about it. Just get in the fucking plane. You got to work it like you fucking own the joint. You know what I'm saying? For years I traveled. I shoplifted. I didn't have money to fucking buy stuff at airports.
I shoplifted from the company that I worked for.
Where did you shoplift?
Well, I got laid off from my job, right? I was a sales rep, and I had this company car. And I got laid off, and they forgot to get their company car back. So I just took it with me to New York.
Oh, no, you didn't. And what happened?
Nothing happened.
What'd you do with the car?
I had this car. And I was just like, just using this car. Like, I'm not on their books, but these companies are so big, they forget about the expenses of, oh, we have a company car out there. So for 6 months, my first 6 months in New York, I had a car.
Did they call you one
that
day?
I didn't have to pay for. And I started selling Coke.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Out of the car?
Yeah. How did I not meet you guys, man?
We were already gone.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
already long gone. So how'd you give the car back?
They called me for the car.
And
I was thinking I should bring it to like a tire shop and sell it for parts. You know? Like how much money could I make off of it? I had a Chevy Equinox. Nice car, you know?
4 grand, 35.
Right? I was so tempted when they called me and they said, "Yeah, you have that car."
Yeah, but see, today they got GPS and they got Google Maps.
But back then they didn't have that.
Oh, they didn't.
What were you gonna say when they said, "Where's the car?"
I was gonna say like, "Oh, I don't know. I parked it here and now it's gone." You know, that's what my plan was. But I gave the keys back because I was a pussy.
No, but you could have just said, I called somebody. Who did you call? 6 months ago, and they told me to drop the car off at Hertz. Why would you drop a car off? I don't know. That's what some guy told me. What was his name? I don't fucking know.
Fucking name,
But
man.
see now, listen, you can't take a fucking lighter anymore now.
Yeah.
They got you because all these cars got GPS, bridges, cameras, tolls have times on them. Tires have ID numbers. You're fucking dead. It's tough to be a fucking criminal today. It's gotta be fucking tough to get away
so
with murder,
rough.
anything today.
I know a girl who got caught stealing 12 sweaters from Marshalls.
Oh yeah, that's a losing proposition. You ain't gonna shop there.
I'm like,
You're just walking
Did you
into a
have to
trap.
take 12 at one time?
Yeah, no, if you're gonna walk on ice, you might as well dance. You're not gonna walk in there and
the
take one sweater. If they're 200 a piece, you got
just
yourself
go 12 times
2,400.
and take one.
Yeah, but that's
each
small
time.
time.
Yeah.
Fucking going there for broke, but they're gonna get you with security now.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. It's tough to shoplift too. I guess.
You got to go to different countries where they don't have cameras to shoplift. You know, shoplifting is getting expensive. You got to buy a plane ticket, then shoplift there, and then
We're gonna shoplift in
You know?
Mexico. What are you gonna think they're gonna do? Give you a ticket in
could go-
Mexico? They're gonna cut your fucking hand off.
you could go
That's what they're
to.
gonna fucking do in Mexico. Are you crazy? If you're gonna get caught shoplifting,
Let's go to Canada.
Fuck that. They'll hang you too, and then you can't travel. You can't do dick. If you're gonna shoplift, you gotta
Canada
shoplift
doesn't have
here.
that much power.
You gotta shoplift smart. And there's no shoplifting in your world. You're a high-level fucking comedian. There's no shoplifting no more. I mean, you can take a lighter and some rolling papers from time to time if nobody's watching, but you can't shoplift a fucking album or something like that.
No,
It doesn't
no.
pay. It doesn't cover the spread for you.
No, I know.
You're the real fucking... You know how I did it? Mike Kessler, tell him. I was the king of the returns. I caught the tail end of the evolution. This time of the year, this was cash. From December 10th to February 14th, I probably made every year $25,000-$30,000. Because in 1993 there was a big espresso boom in this country. So espresso machines were $3.99 at a Kmart and shit on sale. I would just walk up to a coffee machine, pick it up, and go back to the exchange line. And say, my wife bought this for my mother. My mother's got one already, and I don't have the receipt.
And they just give you money.
Cash plus the tax.
Wow. You just.
So if it was $3.99, you get like fucking $4.60 back, plus tax. And you walked out of there. That was the first time. The second time they asked you for an ID.
Yeah, so you got to go to a different store.
But you could get a receipt. Also, you could hang out in front of the store like a Puerto Rican and wait for somebody to drop a receipt. I remember one time somebody dropped a receipt for a lawnmower. Don't think I didn't get in the car and go to the lawnmower and fucking bring back a lawnmower like a motherfucker. I wouldn't walk out of the store with the product.
Yeah.
I would just walk right up to the fucking thing and say, I got this. I would just cut into the line like I owned it.
You know, I worked at a movie theater, and I would have kids from my high school come, and I say, you give me $40, I'll let all of you guys in to the movie.
Lee used to do
You were
this.
smarter than anyone I ever. I worked in movie theaters for years. People would just let their friends in. You.
For free?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made them pay me.
Fuck you.
I'm
Nothing
like,
for free.
you don't let me sit with you at the lunch table, and you're like out having fun while I'm working.
Oh no, I wouldn't let anyone I didn't like. But I was not like friends.
Yeah, these were like the popular kids, you know?
Oh,
They'd be
okay.
like, yo, let us in. And they'd be like, yeah, what up? What up, Ku?
When I was a kid, there used to be a place in Jersey. And I would go in there and I would buy an album. Okay? But I would actually walk up to the counter with 12 albums, or 9 albums, or 10 albums, or a stack of albums. These gorilla hands would cover the thickness. You could never tell because I'd walk up to you like this. You follow me? But right before I paid for it, I bent over and left the albums on the floor and came back with the one you saw. So the other album, I was like a magician.
You are a magician.
And then I come up to the counter, pay for it. Okay, these albums would still be standing against the counter like this.
Wait, you put like your jacket down there or something?
Nothing. So the albums would still be standing against the counter like this. There'd be a wall. She couldn't see through the glass. People were busy. This is 1982. People were busy. She couldn't see. She'd put that fucking album in a bag. I'd take that bag, bend down like I was switching, and pick the fucking albums up so they would cover. The bag would cover the albums that I picked up. I picked them up with my thumb and walk right out of the store like that. So all she'd see is the bag now. But she didn't see that my thumb was holding on to 10 fucking albums.
Wow.
Did you practice that at home?
Yeah, I practice it at home like a fucking magician in my mirror. No, you don't practice it at home.
It's a complicated move.
That's a
No,
couple-
his
it's when
hands
you
are fucking huge.
You figure that out.
You don't need
while
to
you're making
practice
them
when you
home.
got the
No.
size.
You have all I needed was just to get my thumb on that plastic.
What would you do, Lee, if those were your hands?
He was going to Jacuzzi, I'll tell you that much.
No. I don't even know what that means.
I don't understand. I never met a Jew with more skin rashes than you. You used to get a rash from jerking off. Like you've caught diseases from jerking off, haven't you? Like fucking mild skin diseases on your little fucking Jew pinguita, haven't you? Look at you.
Try, next time, point
I know
away from me when it's
20,000
coming
people
out.
that show up to a fucking jacuzzi.
I know.
Only you come back with a black eye. It's time we have a talk. You got to intake your vitamin C. It's time you eat 2 eggs for breakfast. That's it. We got to kick up the fucking pace for 2016. Last time remember you had the sty on the other eye?
Yeah, I had it from a fucking...
For a month and a half. He kept saying, and then the mother-in-law, the Mexican mother-in-law wanted to put, witchcraft on his eye, like blow smoke in it and shit. He wouldn't let her.
No, it wasn't blow smoke.
What was it?
It was taking a burning hot jalapeno pepper, put it on the fire until it's burning, and then put that on your eye.
You say,
And I asked about that today, and she said it's not the right kind for that.
So what kind of pepper do you need for this thing you have on your head?
I don't even want to know.
What really happened with your eye?
I wish I had a better story.
So wait a second.
You should just tell people I was with this girl and she fucking was like, she was like, I'm a squirter. Are you okay with that? And you're like, yeah, sure. I never seen that. And then she fucking started squirting in your eye. Like Spider Woman, And it just like covered your whole damn eye.
So let me ask you something. So when you dropped your Paula off tonight,
Yes.
you went upstairs and the mom saw your eye.
Yeah.
And you showed it to him. What she said, you said, do you
No.
witchcraft?
I asked Paula on the way home if her mom would do it, and she said she would. But like, there's one where like something is like sticking out. I don't know. This is gross, but I don't know. Like I went in a fucking old hot tub at a cabin. Not the smartest move, apparently. Looking back on it, and fucking I got infected.
Probably, yeah.
Did
Did
you
it have
take a
like
shit up there
Did it
and
have
piss and
leaves
stuff?
in it?
Yeah.
Did you leave your dick in the toilet or did you hold on to it while you were shitting?
Why would I hold on to my dick while I'm shitting?
Because you didn't leave your little pinguita on the inside.
Because he's been watching you shit.
Because if you got a rash in the jacuzzi, do you know what rash the toilet's going to give you a dick if you left it on the inside? If I was you, I'd just go to the doctor tomorrow and get checked out. You're all fucked up. Who goes to the jacuzzi and comes back with a
Because
black
of
eye?
you, because you always jinx me.
I didn't fucking
you,
jinx it.
You hate Airbnb for no reason. And the first day, 8 million people go to Airbnb. Nothing happens. I go to one ever in my life. and using him in the bad juju one with like all the sperm in the hot tub or something. I don't know.
You know, listen, if you see a hot tub, people, listen, I want you people, you listeners, to listen to this. Look at my face. If you go in a hot tub, I want you to think, before you jump in a hot tub or a jacuzzi, I want you to think that Joey Diaz took a shit in that thing and jerked off in that. Because I've jerked off in all those jacuzzi in my cocaine days.
Why?
I got no pussy. I'll whack off in a
Somebody should
jacuzzi.
draw that for you.
I would always whack off in jacuzzis just to see the sperm disintegrate in the fucking Poseidon.
Just have Joey
Why not?
Diaz
When I
is
was
like
in
on the side
Colorado
of the
and I was
jacuzzi.
21, I whacked off in those things all the time. So you have to assume that somebody whacked off in those fucking jacuzzis, and you're going in there to drink champagne and be Tony Montana.
This is his way of hazing you.
In a jacuzzi and a fucking. So every jacuzzi you see has got to be a minimum of 25 fucking years old.
It all comes full circle.
Nobody uses jacuzzis no more. People jump in ice cubes and tubs or whatever the fuck they do anymore. Anyway.
No. What it is? You know what, man? The rest of it, Big Bear was pretty great. I had a great time up there.
I know you did. The air was thinner.
Yeah. Oh my God. Every bag we had expands. It looks like a big balloon as you're carrying it around. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, but it was fun. It was just there was snow up there. It snowed last night. It was a good time. It was nice to get away.
And you went to the zoo. What'd you eat up there?
There's not much to eat up there. We got Chinese food, which wasn't great, and then we went to this local pizza place, which was just kind of okay. But we had fun. We just she had just finished all of her finals, so just had a couple days away just to relax. I don't know, man. It
So
was a
now
good time.
what? She's lurking around for the holidays till when?
She's home for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Then she has her last semester,
Then when does she go back to school?
like the 12th.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
That's a long vacation.
3 fucking weeks.
January 12th?
That's good. That's all she
Wow.
needs. She's a fucking lawyer. They're in training. You know, when you're a lawyer, you got to prepare yourself for the future. What do you think? You become a lawyer to do less work?
Yeah.
So 4 weeks is a fucking gift to a lawyer. That's a fucking gift. What they're about to run into, what she's about to go into in the next 10 months is going to be hell. There's no fucking days off. You know, it's like a comic. There's
Yeah.
no fucking days off. That's what people
Lawyers
do.
should get more time off, probably. They
Well-
work so hard, right?
Well, no, you know, there's a lot of fucking lawyers now. There's a ton of fucking lawyers, you know. So you got to go out there and hustle like a comic now. You got to go out there and get that work.
You got to
gotta
make that cheesy commercial.
You got to go to hospitals and give out cards when people get hit by a car, get electrocuted. Last night on the way back from the comedy store, I saw 3 fucking accidents. People going into fences and shit and walls.
Yeah, I saw that on TV.
Yeah,
Somebody.
this is the time of the year where you got to fucking drive defensively. You got to pay attention because fucking momos
Because
are out
all
there.
all the amateurs are out shopping right now, and people who aren't expert travelers. You know, like when you go to the airport on Thanksgiving or the day before Christmas, and you make that mistake of like flying that day. You're just like, this is when everybody's out. Like all the amateur flyers
That makes a lot
and
of
drivers.
sense. That's cool.
Because most people they just stay in all year round, and they don't really like do stuff. A lot of people stay home.
It's
lot
like
of people
New Year's
are
Eve
home.
comedy crowds.
Exactly.
A lot of people do not like performing on New Year's Eve. I've had the Miami Improv in the late 90s was a great club. One of the first bombings I ever took on New Year's was there. And the headliner bombed, but the beauty was I saw Chris Rock get booed there 2 days earlier by black people. It was Black Night on Monday and Tuesday. And, that's how crazy that improv was. Like during New Year's week, it's tourism. It's different people. I think the Super Bowl was there or something. No. It was too early for the Super Bowl. It was New Year's Eve. But I was there at Super Bowl one time, and I bombed that week with Richard
maybe it was a
Jennings.
college football game.
No, it was Super Bowl. I was there another time. One time with Richard Jennings, like in 99. The Super Bowl was in Miami in 98 and 97. And I was down there with Richard Jennings, and I fucking ate shit till Friday, till I figured it out. That this was not my usual Miami fucking crowd. These people were tourists that were in town for the fucking Super Bowl. And they were staying in Coconut Grove at the time instead of staying in Miami like the regular fucking rich people.
Wow.
So those people are a little bit more weird. They're a little bit more Christian, so it was kind of
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I love the whole Miami comedy scene. I always thought the Miami comedy scene would really blossom big. Like somebody would set up, 6 or 7 little rooms, satellites, and Hollywood is right down there. Telemundo's right down there. They could do like a Labs type of TV show down there. But it never really panned out. And like from 2000 to, I heard all these rumblings how they were going to shoot all these movies in Florida, and then they shot like 2, and that was it. Bad Boys, they shot a couple.
The tax benefits need to be better.
The what?
The tax
The
benefits.
tax benefits
you
in
know?
Miami, but
Yeah.
they always change. Every year they go back
Right.
and forth. So
And then
like
they
this year it's
shoot
New
themselves
York.
in the foot.
Yeah, they do.
Hopefully, like, Florida's the next state to legalize weed, and hopefully, people can grow marijuana.
What the problem with Florida is the same problem with California. That you have Miami up to West Palm Beach where people are hip. Then from West Palm Beach up, WKNZ, it goes fucking deep. And that's the Bible Belt. No matter how you look at that, Tallahassee, all that shit, that's a different state. Those are white people from other places that went to retire, that do not really want that riffraff in their city. So at first, I was like, Miami, West Palm, and Fort Lauderdale? Shit, that law is going to pass. When I found out that it didn't get legalized, I was like, I get it now. That's still the Bible Belt. It's like California. California is a huge state. You have San Francisco, you have San Jose and those states up there, little thing we have up there, and then you have San Diego and Los Angeles. What happens when you get on the 5 and you leave fucking the 170? What does it become, Lee?
Cows and fields like berries.
You think those people are voting for fucking weed?
Right.
They're just trying to fucking exist. All of a sudden we have no water in fucking LA, but we got water to grow weed.
Right.
We got water
But
like a
nobody else-
motherfucker to grow weed.
Nobody else can use water.
Yeah,
unless
nobody
you're
else can use
growing
water.
weed.
Yeah,
because
nobody-
that's what's making you. That's your cash cow.
And there's benefits, and I think there's pros and cons to having legalized marijuana, whatever the fuck they are. I don't know. I'm not going to count them down and tell you what they are. I really don't give a fuck. I'm too high. You follow me? I mean, is it legal in California?
No, still medical.
It's still medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you guys need to upgrade to Colorado level where you don't need to be registered and, have some California address and get a California driver's license just so that you
Yeah,
can
but they don't give you good
shop
weed
there.
when you're visiting. And the edibles are only like 10 milligrams or 20 milligrams. You can only buy 100 milligrams of edibles at one time.
in Colorado.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, they restrain you like a motherfucker. They don't give you the batch of death because you're recreation. You don't visit. They're not going to give you the weed.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to give you that good shit they hold on to you because you might fucking think you're Superman and start take your shirt off and fly off the hotel building. So they save that for the people who live in town who are used to smoke. Listen, when you smoke weed in Denver, it's completely different from smoking weed at sleeve level than what it is in fucking high level, whatever that's called.
High
Completely
altitude.
fucking different.
It
Two
got us
different
messed
worlds.
up. It got me messed up this weekend. Oh my god.
Two different fucking worlds.
Really?
Oh, two
it's a different
worlds.
high?
First time I did a bong hit in Colorado, I passed out.
What?
Fell backwards, had to get up, ice on my head, water, seeing spots. The area, and I did it in Aspen, which is 12,000 fucking feet or something. And I did a bong hit, thought I was Joey Bananas, like on Doug Benson. And all of a sudden, blacked the fuck out.
Wow.
Yeah, the air is that much thinner, so it gives you a different effect. When I went back to Denver this time, I was really, like, Chiba Chews showed up, and people were showing up with edibles, and I'm like, I'm going to cut the level at 200, 150, because I don't know what's going to happen at that altitude. My heart might go crazy.
Wow.
You have to get, what's that called? When you have to get, whatever that's called, 6 weeks to get, when your
Balanced?
when your body transforms up in high altitude.
Oh,
Take-
acclimate.
acclimates. It takes 6 to 8 weeks. It acclimates. And you know what? When I first went to Colorado, I wasn't heavy in '83. I was like a big muscle kid, and I lost like 10 pounds because you lose weight in the beginning because your heart has to beat more. You're always working out for 4 weeks. You just walk it makes your heart beat like you're working out. You're like,
Yeah, so you can only take like a baby hit or something.
you can take baby hits until you get acclimated. See, you know,
It's like
I-
sometimes when you like have a show where there's only like 5 people, you still got to do that show.
you got to do that show.
Because you just take those baby laughs and then you translate them into like, regular laughs in your head to gauge like what's working and what's not.
You like stand-up, huh? You like
You know
it a
what I
lot. I
mean?
could see you the other night that you were you're really into what you're doing, and you're really good at what you do, for how long you've been doing it.
Oh my God, I love stand-up. That's, I've always been a stand-up. I started out as a writer in my high school newspaper, though. And that's, I just naturally went into being a comedian because people were just like coming up to me every Wednesday when the paper came out. They're like, oh, I always read your columns first. They're so funny. And I was like, thanks, And they'd be like, you're so funny, you're so funny. And so you just hear that so many times. And you're like, I'm funny. Like, that's just how it happens, right?
What was the first time you got on stage?
At my 8th grade talent show. I was the host of the talent show. The librarian was like, hey, you're always making your friends laugh. Why don't you host a talent show? And I was like, okay. So I would just I would take bits from Aladdin and recreate them. I dressed up as the Energizer Bunny, and I borrowed my band director's drum set from marching band, and I went across the stage as the Energizer Bunny. I did a commercial while I was hosting it,
So you had shit going on back then.
Well, I mean, that was my first time doing stand-up.
Right, but at least you had something.
Yeah, but you know
to
what?
go up there
I
with.
was used to speaking in front of crowds every week because of the church that I grew up in. And I had to perform music in front of a congregation of 75 people every week. And also on Fridays we would share a testimony where you're supposed to reveal what sins you committed that week and ask God for forgiveness. So, I was just so used to being in front of, a small crowd of people in this
what church was this?
makeshift church.
What church was this?
It was called UBF, University Bible Fellowship.
And is it open, or is it just Korean, or is it American, or is it?
Well, the founder was Korean, and then they would they would try to recruit North Americans.
They're the ones that show up with the little van with the Korean things on the side and pick you up.
No, they don't have vans. They're more ghetto. They just have beat down cars.
It's very interesting. And you grew up in a church. So how old were you?
Till I was 17, I left.
Your parents mad?
Were they mad?
Yeah.
You know what? The people at the church were more mad than my parents were. My parents never really said anything like, hey, come back. But the people at the church were like, you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, why?
I'm done with you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Don't tell me what I have to wear. Don't tell me I can't wear a tie-dye T-shirt to Bible study because of the connotation to drugs and hippie culture. And I didn't know that. I was just a kid. It was my chemistry project to make a tie-dye T-shirt, And they tried to control you. And they call everybody sheep. They the new recruits who come into the church, they call them sheep. So already, you just attracts people with low self-esteem, who've been through a rough time in life, and then they get you by feeding you, love bombing you. They take you out to eat when nobody else wants to take you out to eat. They fuck with your mind, It's like a cult.
Who can't find somebody to take them out to eat? I'm a fat ugly guy. I always bump into somebody to take me for a cheeseburger.
Some people don't have friends.
A grilled cheese. I got no friends either, but
some
you bump into people
Some
and they
people
become
want to
friends.
meet their friends all in one day. Some people are want to be part of an organization.
I was watching that CNN thing, and they were talking about Jim Jones. And I got home, and I was just unwinding, and they were, you see all these people in Guyana, and they were black, white, Asians, and I'm looking at these. Okay, some of that. I'm looking at every nationality, and I'm questioning this. Why are you there? You're white. You should have no holes in your game. I was a young kid, and I'm looking at the black people going, you should be ashamed of yourself. Why the fuck are you there? Black people never fall for this type of shit. And I'm looking at this Asian people from San Francisco, because that's where his church was from. It was from San Francisco, Jim Jones. So I'm looking at this going, these people were raised the most solid fucking people in the world. How'd they fall for this Guaylo, whatever the fuck they call him, the Chinese people call the white devil. And you can't figure it out, but they all have the same denominator. They caught these people on the right day. You know what I'm saying? It's like a chick that won't suck your dick on Tuesday. Well, maybe suck your dick on Saturday night at 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She won't suck your dick at Tuesday at 4 if you bump into her in the afternoon. But 4 in the morning behind a Wendy's, things could happen. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong, Lee Syatt, look at you. You're sitting there
I haven't experienced the
all
Wendy's.
rashed up with fucking a black eye. Let me give some shout outs. We'll get everybody out of here. My man Paul Ireland, my girl Brandy Lynn. Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful boyfriend, Kyle Walker, Arturo Rodriguez, Brian West 256, Luca Banana, Jordan Lee. I'll see you Wednesday night at the motherfucking Hong Kong Gardens up there in Ventura. And my man Jay said so. I love you, motherfuckers. And that's right. Wednesday night I'll be at the Hong Kong fucking Gardens up in Ventura, 8 o'clock. It's the last gig of the year before my New Year's gig with Rogan on the 31st. So if you're not doing that in Ventura Wednesday night and you're getting ready to fucking for your family, you want to do one last hold down before you fucking tolerate 36 hours of bullshit and fucking family shit and Christmas bells and bad food, come on up to the Hong Kong Gardens in Ventura and we'll rock your fucking world. What are you doing Christmas Eve? You going by the wife's house? What are you going to do?
Yeah, they party on
They
Christmas
party.
Eve.
What do they do? They play games, right?
Yeah, Loteria. Oh my.
Loteria. And
I
then
got
what are you
my
doing
quarters.
Christmas Day? You sleeping over there? You bringing it back to your crib?
I don't know. I'm not gonna sleep over there.
Well, you gonna bring Mama back with you? You're gonna come home empty-handed. You're gonna bring her. She'll wake up to the real Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? A little red Jew dick with a black top hat. Forget about that motherfucker. He's ready to sling dick. He's getting his sins back. He's got to get his. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing Christmas Day?
I don't know. They're not baking Christmas Day, but I'll probably let her sleep
Christmas.
sleep over there.
Sure. You gonna sleep over there?
No, let her sleep over there. I'll go back to my house.
You gonna let her sleep over there? Are you crazy? You tell her, I forgot your Christmas break. I gotta come back to the place and get it and wink at her. What are you gonna do? You're gonna bring her back. It's Christmas night, Christmas Eve.
So, I don't know. It's the last one she's gonna spend with her mom.
Fuck that shit. Tell her who's the fucking Captain Kirk of the Enterprise, all rashed up and shit. You just caught a rash because of her. You know what I'm saying? You got a black eye in a jacuzzi. You gotta do what the fuck you gotta do. You see, I gotta deal with Esther Ku. I don't
Wow.
know. She might want to. What wanted? Fucking Christmas Eve. Yeah, everybody wants to see Santa. Right? Right or wrong? Everybody, what are you doing Christmas Eve, beautiful?
Just opening presents, I suppose. Hopefully.
The boyfriend back?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything Humpty-Dory in Miami.
Yeah, man.
And then what are you doing for New Year's?
For New Year's, I'm just hanging out with family.
Good for you. Down there.
Yeah,
You
I hate New Year's as a holiday, so I don't like going out.
I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good night for you.
Yeah.
People might have 3 cocktails and tackle you or something like that. What are you doing New Year's, Lisa? Yeah.
I'm going to see Bill Burr.
You are. That's right. 8 o'clock
Yeah.
show, 7:30.
7:30 show.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You're out of there by 9:30. You're in your car. You're on the 101 North. Nobody bothers you.
Yeah,
Knowing
I've
you,
never
are
seen
you
him.
gonna go get dumplings before? Or are you gonna go after?
Maybe. Let me ask you: have you ever been to Myeongin Dumplings on Olympic?
No, what is that?
It's a Korean dumpling place, but he always makes fun of me for going there.
Oh, is it good?
It's great. Yeah, the Bourdain went there when he was here.
Yum Yum dumplings?
No, Myeongin Dumpling.
Myeongin dumplings.
Yeah, it's on Olympic.
Oh, I'm always down Olympic. That's Koreatown, man.
That's Koreatown now.
Yeah, this is the headquarters of Koreans in this country.
Is it really?
LA is. You guys didn't know that?
I thought Koreans were everywhere.
No, Koreans are like mostly here. Like LA has a thriving Koreatown, whereas in New York it's just a block.
Where's Koreatown in New York City?
It's on 32nd between 5th and 6th. It's literally a block. And then there's like, well, that's like the mini Koreatown. That's like the sample. It's like, walk down this block. If you like it, come out to Flushing, you know? And Flushing is kind of like...
Flushing.
Queens is
right.
like Chinese Korean, you know?
And Fort Lee, New Jersey, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Fort Lee
Palisades Park, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They run shit down there, down in Powell Park.
Yeah.
They got good fruit places. Oh, they got a place down there I used to go to, like just recently, 2 years ago. I didn't go this last trip with my wife, but there's a place you go for breakfast. Got the yogurt, the fruit sliced nice and clean. Place is fucking spotless. Spotless. My friend goes in there. He don't believe in dirt. That's how I knew. Nice. He keeps, yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go up there to eat at Deli 666. The Koreans made the best shrimp salad fucking ever on a seeded roll, on a poppy seed fucking roll. Unbelievable. With a slice of tomato, a little shrimp salad with some salt and pepper. Who's better than you?
Yeah, they
Fuck
invented like cutting up all that fruit and selling it in delis and shit.
I love it. I fucking
Lee,
love
have you ever been to a Korean spa in LA?
No, I haven't. Is it fun?
You like jacuzzis? You should go. They have like different style jacuzzis with different temperatures, like ones at 94 degrees, ones at 103, and they have like different stones next to them.
I've never been to any like spa. I've never gotten a massage. I've never done any of that.
You've never gotten a massage?
No.
Oh my God. Massages. One time this guy was giving me a massage so good, I almost turned around and fucked him. I was like, this massage is like, I'm on ecstasy, Like I smoked a joint before going in there.
And where was this?
In Shanghai. Yeah. I know, it was crazy.
How
and
many massages do you get a week?
like once a week.
Once a week.
But when I was in China, they were so cheap, I was getting like one a day. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It's kind of fucking creepy.
What?
I can't get massage. I can't close my eyes. I don't
You don't
trust
get
nobody
massages?
rubbing my back. Fuck no.
Oh, really?
I don't even like my wife touching me. Get the fuck out of here. You're creeping me out with your cold fucking mortician hands. I need this shit in my life. You know what I'm saying?
You'd rather have a cat, like, digging its nails in your back.
No, on my front. He would jump on my legs. Like I'd be on my couch looking like I was watching
You'd
TV.
rather
but
get
just-
attacked by Finney.
No,
like,
I don't want to get attacked by nobody. That's my fucking point. I just,
Do you ever have nightmares that your cat's like somebody, that Honey I Shrunk the Kids zapping gun? Like if somebody zapped your cats and they became like bigger, Do you ever have nightmares about that?
not fucking really. Not
No?
lately. I don't dream of nothing happening to my cats
Oh,
but
okay.
good things. I don't want nobody zapping my cats. I don't want to zap nobody's fucking cats. You know what I'm saying? No, I just, what was the question? I'm sorry. There was a question. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
I don't know. Can somebody fill us in?
I don't know.
I forget everything.
What,
Like
Lee? What?
the Star Jelly
It's tremendous.
weed trip is like every 10 seconds it's deleted. So what happened?
What were you saying?
No, but I at the zoo in Big Bear, we saw there were these two leopards just going at it, and I was like, just watching them, and they were just like little cat. I was like, these are like cats. Like, do you ever like go to the zoo and just like realize, like how crazy it is? Like, just like, your little cats are exactly the same.
Papa has that joke that you realize that these two cats are like fucking descendants of two fucking lions in your living room at night. Which is true. They're little fucking animals that somewhere along the line somebody took and gave a hug to and they never left. And the rest is history. It's mind-boggling. You really can't. I'm still amazed sometimes at my cats or animals in general, like how you could get them to love you or how naturally they love and how good they make you feel.
They calm you down when you pet them.
Whether it's people they say that if you have a pet, you live longer. They relieve a little bit of stress in your life.
Because you start communicating with them, and you have this connection and this bond, and you can speak telepathically to your cat, and they understand you.
When I went over to watch his cats a couple weeks ago, I couldn't find Superbad, and I was to give him ham, and you're like, oh wait, go look over by the thing under the door, and he was like you knew, you looked at the time and you knew exactly where he was. It's a cool bond you guys have.
No, I know exactly where they are at every minute. I check on them.
Are they neutered?
Yeah, they're all neutered. I didn't.
So they're not like humping things.
No.
They're never in heat. Like it just cuts it off.
No, they're done. They're done.
I wonder if any cats get suicidal when you neuter them.
Oh, I bet that they come home, they go to lick their balls. Their balls are missing. It's a complete fucking, it's gotta
What the
be a
fuck do you
culture.
do? I mean, that's a life changer,
I didn't want to neuter them either, but then they do a lot of crazy shit, so then they try to break out and fuck cats, and now you have a problem. They get more.
Now you have more babies.
This tames them down.
Yeah.
It relaxes them, and You know, hey, listen, I'll tell you what. After I lived through 90-something, 2000, there was like a little earthquake in L.A., and I saw what it did to them. So I don't like being far from them. When I got my animal, I took a responsibility. When most people got an animal, at that time, you just shattered a bunch of fucking ideas and shit that you want to do. Because I don't know how the fuck people leave for 4 weeks and leave their animal or something like that. I couldn't fucking think. Even though I had to do it. I had to do it 2 times in my life, and it broke my fucking heart. The first time is after my mom died, I had a dog that I had to give up. And for a year after I gave up that dog, I would get high like once a week. I would get high every night. But one night I would get drunk and I'd walk over to where the dog lived and I'd break into the backyard and sit with him in the house. Like I was heartbroken about this dog. Like I had to give this dog up, not because I wanted to, but because my situation changed in my life, you know? And then when I got married, I got divorced. I had to give her the fucking dog. I left the dog with a friend for a week.
God.
And when
do
I
you have
came,
visitation rights?
I had Dick. She just used to tell me what the dog was doing, and the dog passed away, and that was the end of
You
that.
never got to say bye?
No, just in my heart.
Oh, my
I
God,
did,
that's
yeah.
so sad.
So I know the feeling of having to give away an animal for a situation, you know. You know, you move, a kid's allergic, things happen, but people who just move and leave the cat behind or the dog behind, that's fucking ridiculous to me. I never understood that shit. You know, you make a mental commitment to this animal. This animal puts a certain trust in you. You know, when I walk in the kitchen in the middle of the night, when I come home tonight, I go to the bathroom, take a piss, I'll wash my hands really fucking good. I've been out all night shaking hands and shit. And I go in the kitchen and I'll look around at them and I'll see that they're all right. And I get like a decaf coffee or whatever, and I smoke a bowl. And after I'm set, one of them come over to me, like to say, "What's up, dog?" And they'll just snoop around. I'll touch their head. And it's like the same for me, and they'll disappear. But about 6 minutes later, somebody else will come out. And they'll jump up, and they'll let me pet them and shit. And then as I go to hug them, they'll fucking leave. And then Dimmy will see this, and Dimmy will be sleeping, and he's my main guy. He'll fucking come over and lay down with me. And he'll fucking sit there with me for 20 minutes. As long as I hold him and pet his head, he'll sit there for as long as... I'll stick my fingers in his ears and scratch his ears from the outside. He ain't going nowhere. That's a sucker for those shit. But it's so weird. I go to bed and I made a bond with them. Every day I focus on brushing a different one, like getting them all sharped up and shit. It's rough, but you got to brush them and hold them down and tell them you love them. And if you brush them with the brush alone, they get angry, so you got to touch them with your hand so they feel the love from your hand. You learn all these things, you know, and it's really interesting.
Wow.
I could write a book, but Allie, if you brush Allie 4 or 5 times, she'll fucking put a claw in you. But if you pet her in between brushes and grab her face and rub her eyes and take the dirt out of her eyes, it's a different Allie. Demi won't let you brush him with a metal brush. You brush Demi with a metal brush, he'll fucking bite your fucking hand off. But again, if you make him look the other way and you scratch his neck and brush him gently, he'll take it. And I don't have to work him with the other brush and work double. It's so weird what you learn from them. Harry, I can hit Harry with a 2x4. He don't give a fuck as long as I brush him and give him love. Harry's the only cat that won't move. Harry will just tip over like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. You know, like when you put your leg out, Harry will just put his head into your foot and just tip over onto your leg. So his ass is basically on your fucking knee. He's easy to brush. He'll just let you do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's pretty interesting. I'm sorry we ended up talking about cats tonight, but hey, who gives a fuck? At least we have, what do Gentiles call it? We had provocative conversation.
Very introspective, Roger.
It was very introspective, the conversation they
What
had
I
about
found the
cats.
most interesting, though,
And the way they
was
referred to
when
Lee's rash,
when
they showed pity for Lee's rash. No, we didn't, cocksucker. Next time, don't jump in the jacuzzi.
Never again.
Never again. The next time, make sure there's a maid around and shit. Something to clean up your fucking... Did they have maids
next
there?
time when you finger
No.
your asshole, don't rub your eye if it
That's
itches.
another thing. That's why I think
Wash
you
your
got. I think you
hands
got that
first.
fucking shit again you had last time in the other eye. Something you do. And it just stuck. You need another star. Come here. You're
I
acting
do
all-
not need another story.
All right, just double checking because you're acting all fucked up here with this shit.
If if you guys had a choice now, like starting comedy again, would you have to start in LA? Well, like, would you have to be in LA? Like, because you guys were talking about all those comedy things earlier, all like the comedy scenes earlier.
I think it's better to not start in LA.
Yeah, I think it's better to not start in LA.
LA is like so many comedians that live here, you know? It's like you only get 3 minutes of stage time because there's so many. Like, don't start here.
Well, not even start here, but like, could you have a successful career in other cities for longer than you could like before? Like, cause you're in Miami. For
you
a
never
while.
you never know. Like, you never know. You could do, you could do it and everything. But there's like so much industry here. I wouldn't want to start here, because like the city where you start in, people always see you just starting out. And you don't know when you're starting out. You don't know what you're doing, so you don't want like everybody watching. At LA, I feel like is everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the thing that bothers me the most about here is that if you did comedy here, you wouldn't really concentrate on what's important. See, when I start in Michigan, I go to an open mic, I get on stage. I go to another open mic, I get on stage. I go to another open mic, I get on stage. And the fourth open mic, Esther Ku comes up to me. And she'll say, "That was a great joke, man. What's happening? How are you? Great. What was that? Your fourth time? Oh, I've been doing it for 8 months." And you get a comedy buddy, and they start talking to you, and what's my next move? Well, Tuesday nights they do Joker's Wild. Come on down, and you do Joker's Wild. And then you do that for like 3 months, and you do open mic. And maybe if you get it after 5 months, the club owner comes and says, "Hey, do you want to host or do guest sets?" And you do guest sets. And then you just do this more organic type development. I don't want you to worry about what you don't need to worry about in comedy. Because if the first year you're doing comedy and you're going to call me and ask me, "Do you think there's industry at that coffee shop on Starbucks in Beverly?" It's not going to work out for you. This is not going to work out for you. What makes you go down is that you want to do it from your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to do it. There's two types of comics. There's people who want to be comedians. There's people who want to be comedians to be famous. Those people don't last. Very few of them last, or maybe somewhere along the line they get it. My point being that I was telling Esther Ku and you is, when a comic is at the 2-year mark, he shouldn't be worried about a webpage or a headshot or industry or an agent or management. He should just have this organic type of like innocent, childlike comedy career where you still have a day job, you still meet your friends at 7:30, you still go do 3 sets around town, you drink a few beers, you leave with the waitress. You have this organic growth, man, that doesn't include industry and headshots. And, well, you got a friend to do your headshots, Esther. That's not going to work. We need for you to spend $6,080. You know what I'm saying? Where if you're in Michigan and Lee takes my picture of me going like this with an iPhone and I make 100 copies, it works. It works. But here they want, you follow me? Well, you don't have a webpage. Oh, my God, you have to post your dates. Why? I'm an MC. I don't got to post nothing. I don't want nobody to know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm still developing.
When I could start building a fucking, so do you understand? There's so many things that I don't want you to worry about. We come in tonight, let me tell you, and he'll tell you. We come in tonight, I get here 20 to 8. We're talking, we're going back and forth. I tell him, "Listen, take out this, we got to do this. Esther Ku's coming, whatever the fuck we're talking about." One thing leads to another. This motherfucker, I see him taking a paper out to tell me about an idea he got over the fucking weekend. And I just shut him down. He'll tell you. He didn't even see it. I just said,
No, I saw it.
For this music. And then 2 minutes later, you know what he asked me? "When are we doing the next podcast? Tuesday or when?" I don't want him. Why is he worrying about Tuesday, or why is he worrying about an idea when we're doing a podcast?
Right. Save that for later.
I want the same thing when you're a comic. I don't want you to go on stage thinking somebody from fucking 3 Arts might be here, or the girl from New Wave, or the guy from Capital Entertainment. I just want you to go on stage and have a good
You just need that
comedy
like crunchy,
career.
organic beginning.
I want you to focus
when
on
you're just like
what's
in like
in front of you.
good soil.
Yes, you did it right. You did it the right way. You got a good base under you. You've gotten booed. You got heckled. You drove to every fucking spot in your state. You featured New Year's, Christmas,
I've driven
4th of
comedians
July.
and watched them get paid in front of me, and I'm the one who drove them.
Oh, please. And they
and
won't give you
paid
a
for
dollar.
the gas.
Yeah, no, they're vicious like that. But
Yeah.
that education, you need that generic education. Because if not, you could come out here and guess what, man? You could come up with a funny 8-10 minutes out here in 3 years, and just some dumb agent walks in and sees you and thinks he can make a buck with you. And next thing you know, you're in Montreal getting $200,000. And now your work ethic slows down. They're telling you you're going to be on a TV show. You never cut your teeth yet.
Yeah.
You've never cut your teeth and just... How the fuck are you going to be talking to TV execs? And let's pretend. Let's pretend, because you're so lucky the show does get picked up for 13. Then you get a second season. Well, guess what? Now you thought you were high and mighty. You kind of left stand up on the fucking back burner a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they cancel the show, and there you are. You didn't do stand up for 2 years.
Now
because
you
thought
became
were
an
a movie
annoying
star.
actor.
And now you became an annoying actor.
And
And you
you
got to go all the way
Act
back
like
and
an
do it.
annoying actor.
When I was growing up, there was a commercial for Pennzoil. Pennzoil was an oil type, and their motto was, you could either pay me now or you could pay me later. And from that motto, from that stupid anecdote, I did my career. I paid my dues. These people that, I headlined after 5 years. I just look at them and go, that's great. That's great. You're in for a shell shock, Jack. I hope I'm not around to see it, because I'm going to remind you the time you told me. I headlined at 5 years. Okay, and it could be done. It's like BJ Penn got a jiu-jitsu black belt 5.5 years. All those goals could be done. I'm talking about, I always don't, nobody is a good headliner, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't become a good headliner until I was doing it for 18 fucking years, till I got headlining. Oh yeah, I could do 50 minutes. Any fucking moron could do 50 minutes. I give some girl a hit of ecstasy and 3 bumps of coke. She'll do 50 minutes about her family right in front of us. How she got molested, how she went to summer camp, and they did this and that. Every fucking woman, anybody could do that. I'm talking about putting together 50 creative minutes that flows, and you feel a different confidence up on stage. That's headlining. And a lot of people really don't get that.
Yeah.
You know, I got it, and I understood it. You know, when I got made regular at the store, it was become the host on Sunday nights, whether it's the first host or the second host. I fought for that position. I did it for 5 years. Every Sunday, if I was in town, I was at the store hosting, watching new talent and just working out. I always wanted to keep myself hosting. Even if I would headline somewhere, I'd come back and I'd host at the store, because I always knew that was the most important position on the field. That's the quarterback, because once you learn how to control a show, you got it. It's just a matter of time before all the dots connect and you start hitting home runs, and now you have a career as a stand-up. It's very important to keep yourself grounded in anything you do.
Yeah.
And that's how I kept myself grounded. Here I was in Indianapolis headlining some C room and getting, doing good. And I come back to the store on Sunday and bomb. God damn, it's time to fucking get back to paperwork. Talking to paperwork, give me the paperwork for this thing here.
You wish you could just erase that from your history, right?
But you can't. That's what makes you that much better than the next guy. I got to talk to you people. Fear, anger, stress, anxiety, depression, sleeplessness. These things all begin in the head, and they can wreck your fucking life. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can make a major difference in just 10 minutes a day. This change comes through guided meditation with the new app, the new Headspace app. Headspace is meditation made simple. You're listening, you're talking to me going, Joey, what are you talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. When I wake up at 4 in the morning and I go outside and I put the coffee up and I sit there for an hour and I don't put the TV on. I put a notebook and I put it in front of me with the coffee cup and I get a pen. And I write down these stupid things. War, whatever, candles, you know, and I find myself crying some mornings or giggling by myself. You know, I go through all these emotions, and it's maybe the way I meditate. It's just a little time for yourself that you don't hear nothing. You're just breathing and talking to yourself, and whatever's flowing in your mind is a flow. That has to be a type of meditation.
You just stop what you're doing and just breathe.
And just breathe.
Because, like, we do so many things and we forget to breathe.
And we forget. So, you know, this is why Headspace is meditation made simple. It's guided meditations that you listen to whenever you want, wherever you want, right on your phone, computer, or tablet. Meditation is rooted into thousands of years of tradition with thousands of scientific studies that show its positive effects like improving focus, relationship harmony, and decreasing anxiety and stress. Join over 4 million users already getting Headspace for free. That's right, for free, right now. So do me a favor. Download the free Headspace app and begin their Take 10 program for 10 days of guided meditation at headspace.com/Joey. Guys, you're laughing. I'm going to start tomorrow. The Headspace Take 10 program is 100% free way to experience the benefits of meditation in your busy modern life. Train your mind for a healthier, less stressed life. Start with your free Uncle Joey. Again, free trial today at headspace.com/Joey. That's headspace.com/Joey. Take 10 is just 10 minutes a day for 10 days. You could do it anywhere. You go in the bathroom. You could do whatever you want. Also, do me a favor. Reference Andy Puddicombe's TED Talk, which has 5 million views. It should come up in Google as Andy Puddicombe TED Talk. Andy is the founder of Headspace and the voice you hear in the app. So you don't need to put away loads of time or immigrate to Tibet or all that type of shit. Just do me a favor. Go to headspace.com/Joey. That's headspace.com/Joey and start your 10-day subscription on meditation.
I watched the TED Talk today. It's
It's
really interesting.
The web page is interesting. It's interesting shit, man. Unless you go to it, just do me the favor. Go to headspace.com/Joey and read around. That's it. Start with that, all right? What do you want from me, Lee? Hey, it's the holiday season. New Year's is coming. You got to show up at these people's houses. You don't know what to bring. Wine is always the easiest and best thing you could do. The problem is you don't know what the hell to bring. There's so many things, you know, unless you're a fucking professional wine connoisseur, you walk into a liquor store and it's like, I don't even know what the fuck it's like. It's like you don't know. You got to stop and ask the kid. He don't fucking know.
You're like, should I get Argentina, Chile?
Yeah.
Like, where should I look for?
And now you end up buying shitty
Napa
wine.
Valley, should I go local?
No more. No fucking more, all right? This is how, for 9,000 years, we've been drinking wine. That's how long we've been making wine, and that's how long people have been confused about what wine to drink. Some people get a headache after they drink wine. For many of us, it's the shopping that causes a headache. So I'll tell you what the best thing to do is, all right? I have a way that you could get wine with, it's easy, it's beautiful, and it gets delivered right to your door. That's the easy thing about this. I joined a new wine club called Club W. It changed everything. I'm not a big wine drinker, but I wanted to give it a shot for the holidays. Listen, you go, they have a profile, they look at your algorithms, you answer a couple questions, and all of a sudden they start suggesting the wines that work for you. Whether you want a fruity wine, a sweeter wine, whatever the hell you want, they match it to customize your taste, and they direct it right to, and they deliver it right to your door. Club W is the leading grape-to-glass wine revolution. They work directly with the vineyards, and they cut out the middlemen, which saves you money and time. So at Club W, you get premium wine customized for a third of the price that you're paying at the store, and they even have a no-risk, 100% guarantee that you'll love what they send you. And right now, Club W is offering my listeners 50% off your first order when you call it Club W/Joey. That's right. Stop wasting time looking around, banging your head. You don't know. Just do me a favor. Go to clubw.com/Joey and get 50% of your first order, okay? That's clubw.com/Joey. And all this holiday thing. And they even have rush orders if you want to get it rushed to your house before the holidays, 3 days away. As usual, on it.com, the best nootropic in the market, Alpha Brain. Again, Money back guarantee. That's the key word. You don't lose dick. You don't like Alpha Brain, you don't have to send the product back. They'll send you the cash. They don't
Money
want dick
back
back.
guarantee?
Money back fucking guarantee. It's like shoplifting in the 90s.
Wow.
Also, Shroom Tech Immune, Shroom Tech Sport, Turnaround 180. It never fucking ends with these people. It's unbelievable. They have kettlebells, weights. Just go to honit.com and press in
Church.
and get 10% off your first order. Again, delivered to your door. And also, the best e-cig in the market. Hitty cigs, fucking tremendous. From the cigar to the Hitty cigarettes, 4 different 0, 8, 16, and 24 milligrams. If you want to quit smoking for the new year, usually they're $20 a piece. My listeners get them for 50%, $10 a piece. Go to hittycigs.com and press in.
Joey's Church.
Boom! And get 5 for 50. Get 4 cigarettes and 1 cigar. You won't be sorry. I want to thank Club W again. I want to thank Headspace again. I want to thank Onnit, and I want to thank Hitty Cigs. I want to thank my Uncle Mike, especially my girl Esther
Joey's Church.
Ku, who was
That's your code, man.
You really impressed me the other night. I really
Oh my God!
I always liked you.
Thank you so much for
but
bringing
you really
me.
made me fall in love with you. You asked me for the date, and I said I had it available with the Agostino. I took you down there. I'm sorry about you sitting in the car, but you really impressed the shit out of me. So if you have any club dates you want to promote right now while you're here that you remember,
Yeah.
I'd love for you to just say a couple. I mean, you're a great lady. You know, we had a good time. We
Oh, we
giggled.
had so much fun. Thank you so much.
I felt bad at night not feeding you, and I went to eat that night. I was fucking starving.
Oh
I had
my
a
God.
little cum dawn
I
out the
was
drive.
starving.
I went and got 2 eggs, some bacon, and some fucking wheat toast.
I know. We were all starving, but we didn't want to stop the driving. January 6th, I'll be in Delray Beach, Florida at Catch a Rising Star. January 12th, I'm in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And listen to my podcast. It's called Ku and the Gang. You can get it on iTunes and Stitcher.
This is what I'm talking about. I love you, motherfuckers. Listen, Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I'm at the Hong Kong Gardens Wednesday night. The Savage Dad Tour starts January 28th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dates are coming soon. And that's it, motherfuckers. Have a great week. We'll be back this week.
Merry Christmas. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
I need the Headspace paper.